All right, everyone. I'm a little pissed off. So, this morning when I was getting ready to leave for work, sorry, I have my hood on. It's a little chilly out. This morning when I was getting ready to leave for work, I noticed that the local Department of Water and Sewer was in front of my house, and they were marking the street where the water line comes onto my property. And I didn't think anything of it. I said hello to the guy. He waved. Everything was good and dandy. I went to work, did about 4 hours or so, came home from a couple work appointments, and I found this on my property. A telephone pole. They installed a telephone pole on my property, and then they anchored it about, 8 feet into my yard. They didn't notify me. They didn't tell me they were doing it. Kind of ticks me off. I made some calls. Nobody seems to know the right answer to it. I'm surprised they even did it because the water line is right here, comes in right here where that rock is, and then they put a pole 4 or 5 feet away from it. I'm surprised they were even allowed to do it. But anyway, so the Verizon guys were still sitting over there. Apparently they put this pole in at 9 o'clock this morning. They were finished by 10:30, and then they sat across the street in that little enclave right there, that little pull off. And they were still there until about 20 minutes ago. It's about 4 o'clock right now. So they sat there the rest of the day and did no work, and they just kind of pretended like they had nothing else going on, I guess. But I spoke to the guy, and he told me the reason they did it is because this pole across the street is leaning. And if you look closely, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a guy wire, and it goes from that pole, and it's anchored over my yard, and it's anchored into this tree right here, and this tree is dead. So let me see if I can find the anchor. It's up here. Oh, there it is. So you can see it right there. It's anchored into this tree, and this tree's dead. So a good storm could knock it down, probably take that pole down with it. So I understand why they wanted to find another solution for guying out the pole across the street, but nobody told me they were putting a pole on my property. And it's not even the pole that bothers me, because the pole's right at the front of the yard. It's this guy line that's anchored down into the yard. And then the guy from Verizon who installed the pole told me that the utility company, Eversource, the electric company, is going to come and remove that guy line up there, and they're going to reattach it to the top of the pole, and they're going to run another guy line down into my yard. So there's going to be a second guy line. So I'm kind of pissed off about it. So anyways, I called the town. I didn't know this. A friend of mine who works for another town. Anyways, hold on one second. I'm going to turn this camera around and talk to you. Let's go back inside now that you've seen what I'm talking about. Anyways, so a friend of mine who works for another neighboring town told me that the town would have had to notify us. And she went on the town website, and she found the town meeting that was held to discuss the installation of this pole. So I called the town and said, why did I never get a notice? And she didn't have an answer for me. So she called me back about an hour later, and she said, hey, you were notified. She says, one second, I'm going to go into the other room. She says, you were notified. A butters notice was sent out back on March something. I forget what the date was that she told me. But she said a butters notice was sent out back in March. And it looks like the abutters notice went to my old address in Boston, which I sold that property 2 years ago. So I'm like, what? Why would they send it to that old address? But my property taxes, my excise taxes, my water and sewer bill, everything is coming to this address. When they want my money, they're sending everything to the right address, but they send out a notice to the wrong address. It makes no sense to me. I don't think I have any recourse to have them relocate that pole, but if any of you people out there know any tricks, know any solutions, know if there's anything that I can do to to remedy this, drop me a comment. Let me know, because I'm kind of ticked off. I went to work this morning and, you know, everything was fine and dandy, and I come home and there's a pole in my yard and a big wire guide out into the middle of my yard. So anyways, that's my rant for the day. I'm pissed off. I don't like it. And I don't know if there's anything I can do. So anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know.